You listen to Mr. G. Mr. G knows what he's talking about. So many punks telling Mr. G what to do. Don't know shit. Mr. G knows everything. That's right. Mr. G. You listen to Mr. G. That's right.
Train the muscles, not the joints.
Welcome back to Natural Land Bodybuilding. Mountain. Huh? 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 What do you think of that, huh? Yeah. And today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what if you can't lift heavy, or you have some injuries or some sort of issues that are preventing you from lifting super heavy. And I know I have a lot of people out there like that. Now what I'm going to say to you is that lifting heavy, first of all, is relative, right? Some people think because they can't lift in the 5 rep range that their bodybuilding career is over, or they just can't put on strength and stuff. And nothing could be further from the truth. The fact is that you can put on strength at the 15 rep range, the 12 rep range, the 20 rep range. You can continually get stronger at those rep ranges. And some people might say that those are more practical rep ranges to get stronger in, because there is a certain amount of strength endurance involved. And most movements, let's face it, don't include just one time of the movement. You know what I mean? One repetition. In life or in nature, usually we have to do multiple repetitions of something, or walk for a certain duration of time with weight on our back or whatever. If we're going to think about caveman survival stuff, right? Say I'm attacked by a Sasquatch right now.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
I mean, this is real practical stuff. The stuff that could happen to you, right? This could happen to you. If you're attacked by a Sasquatch, or if I'm attacked by a Sasquatch right now, preferably it's you. Preferably it's you, not me. But if I'm attacked by a Sasquatch, there's a chance that I'm going to have to throw more than one punch, right? Not just bang, that's it, out, right? I mean, if I hit him, of course he's out. He's out. But if I have to, take a few shots at him before he gets knocked out, one could say there's a little bit of endurance involved in that. Not a lot, but a little bit, So within about a period of a minute, I could probably have him tied up in knots and beat up. But that said, a minute is a set that is more than 5 repetitions. One could argue that. So what I'm going to say to you is that if you're having trouble working with heavy weight in the 4 rep range, 5 rep range, 6 rep range, if you want to put on muscle mass or put on strength, you can still do so. But the way to do it, and the way that I found, was the ease into it method, which is basically immersing your body. And I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to actually create a video pretty soon on the immersion method. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you watch that video, because I'm going to talk practically of how I do it. And therefore you're going to get a better idea. But what I'm going to talk about right now is that the easing into training is the way to get the body to adapt, right? If you give it too much stimulus, like too much weight, you get injured. You tear a muscle, you tweak a joint, or you tear something in half or break a bone in the worst case scenario. That is a primary example of doing too much stimulus too fast. So I believe each person's body has a certain threshold, and some people's bodies don't have the same threshold as others to be able to take that type of beating. But that said, if you ease the body into a certain type of stress and you ease it over time, it's kind of like coaxing the body. As you're coaxing the body into more strength, and you're giving it just enough stimulus to adapt for the next workout, and so on and so on. At some point, those maximal poundages that you might have only been doing 4 reps with in the past, you might be doing 20 reps with them per set. And therefore you are gaining strength, and you are also getting some strength endurance and getting some hypertrophy out of it. So for those of you guys, maybe some of you are older, or some of you are younger, like I was when I was doing 4 rep sets and 3 rep sets and realizing, man, I'm just getting tweaked and screwed up all the time. There's always some sort of injury or some problem. I started to go with a higher frequency type of training, kind of like I do in the 2-day splits, right? The 2-day splits are an example of how I started to ease myself into this mode of thinking. And then I used higher rep ranges or moderate rep ranges with less volume, and hit the body more frequently with that type of training. Now there's multiple methods and ways to do this. The 2-day split program is a great way to start. And even if you're advanced, even if you're an advanced lifter, the 2-day split A program is a great place to start, right from A to D, right? A, B, C, D, you know your alphabet? I know you guys are bodybuilders, I'm not really sure. You might not know your alphabet, but anyway, in case you don't, you start off with the A program, then you go right onto the D. But there are other ways also to ease your body into this. and one is training throughout the day. So I'll give you a quick tip here. If you're struggling with one particular movement in particular, like maybe it's bench press, maybe it's squat, maybe it's shoulder press, whatever it might be, if you feel that that is your weak link, a great way to attack that is to do multiple sets throughout the day, just one small warm-up set, and then a weight that is moderately light for you. Maybe it's only like 50% or 60% of your 1 rep max, and you just do a set of 10 or 15 reps with it. You could probably do 25, 30 reps with it, but you just do 10 or 15 reps, and then you call it a day for that body part. And then you come back to the gym or into your home gym later or whatever, about 4 or 5 hours later, do another set, then leave again, and then come back and maybe do your main workout, and then once again, throw a set of that weak link body part in there, and you're gonna find at some point, the mind-muscle connection is gonna become refined, and the stimulus is going to start to take effect. It usually takes about 3 or 4 days to kick in, sometimes a week or more, but the bottom line is that you are slowly coaxing the body into adaptation. Kind of like you're a shepherd and you've got a bunch of sheep and you're kind of like, you know, you just got a dog with you and you're just barking at the sheep to change direction. But what most people do with their bodybuilding, you know, they do the 1 rep maxes and stuff and they're trying to basically get the gains right away and they think that that's somehow a faster way to do it. That's almost equivalent to shooting your sheep to get them to change direction. You know what I'm saying? You're just killing the damn sheep. You know what I'm saying? So what you want to do is find out how much stimulus it takes to coax your body and give it that little bit by little bit throughout the day at a higher frequency rate. And this is tremendously helpful in breaking through plateaus and also gaining size and strength without having to hit heavy weights. So I find that when you have to use higher rep ranges, you benefit greatly from doing more frequent workouts and having to work out a little bit more often, but you don't necessarily need to do 1,000 sets or something like that, but you just need to remind the body or coax it into constantly adapting and growing. And with lighter weight, you can actually afford to do this more so than, say, if you're using like 5 rep sets all the time. A lot of times the tendons and the tissues are so torn up that you might not be able to get away with using as heavy weight, although some people do. Some of the Bulgarian lifters did. But the bottom line is that it can be a little bit more aggressive, so I wouldn't recommend that. So the primary purpose of what I'm saying right now is if you can't lift heavy weight, lift a little bit more frequently, lift moderate weight, and you can still make gains and you can still increase in strength, because just from constantly visiting an exercise, you will increase in coordination, you'll increase in blood flow, and you will stimulate the muscles. And if they get bigger, they will get stronger and you are going to put on muscle mass and strength. Now, one of the nice parts about this type of training is that you find that training becomes less painful, which is a really neat thing because you are used to that type of pain or that type of stimulus, and then it becomes a pleasurable experience to train. Always exposing yourself to that type of stimulus really does help make workouts more fun as well.
You Glenn, is that you?
Oh shit. Oh, fuck. Oh man.
Is that you? Is that you, Glenn?
How the hell does this guy find me?
So you saying I can hit you repeatedly until it don't hurt?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. What'd you do that for?
Mr. G just trying to help your ass out. See? More pain equals more gain. That's what you saying.
Yeah, but that's not what I meant.
I think that's what you said.
Okay, it's fine, fine. Okay, fine, it doesn't hurt as much. It doesn't hurt as much, fine, that's good. Yeah, thanks for that. Anyway, thanks. So yeah, there's your fit tip. So now you can go beat the crap out of Sasquatches too. And that's the thing. If you can beat the crap out of Sasquatches, that is a primary sign that your workout program is working for you.
Fight!
Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. If you need to go home, just go to naturalglambodybuilding.com, and thanks to the Patreon supporters, and take care for now. Mountain.